Key Tips to Avoid Plagiarism, featuring Sarah Brown, Annabel Delacruz, Courtney Rogers, and Candice Simpson.
So what is plagiarism? According to WSSU's Occupational Therapy Handbook, plagiarism means using another's work without giving credit. Plagiarism can occur unknowingly if a person is not aware of how to properly cite resources, and unintentionally when rephrasing a paragraph and not providing the appropriate citation.
This includes copying and pasting someone's work and identifying it as your own, failing to put a direct quote in quotation marks, providing incorrect sources of where information was obtained, and using a sentence from a source but only changing a few words. Let's take a closer look at an example.
Gosh, this research paper is so hard. I don't even know what information to put in it.
Why don't you just copy and paste something off of Dr. Wu's PowerPoint and change like 2 words?
That's a really good idea. She'll never know.
Nope.
Some other examples include hiring someone to write your paper, purchasing or borrowing someone else's paper, and overusing a source to the point that it takes over your work. Plagiarism also occurs when a student uses his or her prior work for a new assignment without permission from the professor. So what might this look like?
Hey, aren't you a second year? Yeah. Listen, I've had like a really tough time lately, and I'm just really behind. I know you've already taken Dr. Wu's methods class. Is there any way you could possibly let me borrow your paper and? Dude, I got you. I'll email it to you tonight. Just erase my name and probably change the date. That's awesome. Thanks.
Meanwhile, students may overhear acts of plagiarism. This should be reported.
What about images, videos, and music? It is important to note that you must also cite any images, videos, or music you may use in your work. Not correctly citing these tools is also known as plagiarism. This also includes Google Images, charts, diagrams, magazines, advertisements, and newspapers.
Here are some common myths. The first myth states, paraphrasing means changing the word order. This is wrong. Paraphrasing actually means taking information from an outside source and putting it into your own words while still citing where the information came from, not simply changing the word order. Myth number 2 states, only direct quotes need to be cited. All ideas used from an outside source must be cited, whether it's directly quoted or paraphrased. The third myth states, you don't have to cite information from the internet since it is open to the public. This is also wrong. Once again, all ideas from any outside source must be cited, the internet included. The fourth myth states, Google Images do not have to be cited. This is also plagiarism. As we learned previously, all electronic media and images from outside sources must be cited.
WSSU strives to maintain academic integrity. WSSU defines plagiarism as intentionally and knowingly representing in an academic exercise or matter the words or ideas of another as one's own. If caught plagiarizing, the professor will report allegations to the department chair. If the department chair believes academic dishonesty occurred, the chair shall then refer the case to the dean. For first-time offenders, a penalty is given, but the dean may drop the charges. If the student doesn't accept the penalty, they have the option of being heard by the Committee of Academic Integrity. Penalties for academic dishonesty range from reprimand to expulsion. The 5 penalties for academic dishonesty include reprimand, reduction in grade, failing grade, suspension, and expulsion.
Remember the scenario of a student borrowing another's paper? Because of this, these students were reprimanded by the department chair.
Here are some helpful tips to avoid plagiarism. Plan your paper. Planning your paper helps balance your original ideas and those that you have taken from outside sources. Always cite your sources. As emphasized throughout this video, citing any information from outside sources is essential in avoiding plagiarism. When in doubt, cite it out. Know how to paraphrase. Paraphrasing should be done sentence by sentence. Organization is key. Manage sources. This helps to keep track of where your information is coming from and decreases the likelihood of plagiarizing.
And remember, avoiding plagiarism is the key to success.